What's going on, boys? Look, guys, welcome back to a weekly tactic update. Now, guys, honestly, seriously, I've got like 15 tactics here, like to upload. I got the false 9, 4-3-3. Now, a lot of these tactics, they didn't really cut it to be the quote-unquote pure meta, but they still might work for 40% of you guys. So let me know how you want these tactics to be in. Right now, I'm incorporating it into the weekly tactics update so you guys can try things out, shake things up, have some fun. I mean, look, when it comes to ultimate TOTS, you're going to start seeing the 5-4-1s again, like we did when the Prem TOTS came out, stuff like that. But I think you have to balance it out. Guys, look, realistically, level wins. It's a sweet spot. You know, most people who haven't got time to play all their games, just go ahead and do that. That's kind of what I'm saying. If you're going for the rank ones, it's not always a guarantee you're going to get the best rewards. But anyway, enough of that. Let's go into it. So basically, because we got rid of the 3-5-2, we put these two attacking formations in, we have to go for a neutral formation. We had to get rid of the 3-5-2 for the sole purposes. This is like a wide 4-1-2-1-2. I'll explain that in a second. And this is like the 4-3-2-1, but with a left mid and right mid. So you have two formations that defend in the back three. You still need to have a back four stable. So that's why we've got the 4-2-3-1, balanced forward run. That's the only thing we got. We've got rid of the long ball. You can still use long ball, but just because there's a reason why we didn't put long ball on this one. The truth is, whether we like it or not, people are still using the 5-4-1. So we still need a formation to help against people that are playing a 5-4-1. The main thing with a 5-4-1, guys, is that you need someone that can track back. So you need these players over there to track back. That is the most important thing, guys. These players have to track back. So we put them both on comeback and defense, but this is going to help. So when you're up against a 5-4-1, at least we have the start the formation with this game. So you can start with the 4-2-3-1. But at least if you're up against the 5-4-1 and you're struggling, at least you got a back four. You got that safety net. A 4-3-2-1, you got that safety net as well. So this formation will be, because a lot of people say to me, no, can you maybe mention what formations are good against what? So realistically, 5-4-1, 4-3-2-1, or 4-2-3-1, or 4-4-2, your opponent switches to any form of those. This formation can still work it out. And then these are the instructions. Literally everyone stay central, getting behind for the striker, come back in defense. All three cams, come back in defense. No aggressive interceptions for the cam because we do use it on the defensive state. Both CDMs are cut past left of our attacking cover center. If you want to, you can put one player on get forward or balanced. I'm actually using Brandon. Now, to be honest, I had him there for chemistry. What I do normally in game is I kind of move Saka like over here to center mid alongside Vieira, and then I sub another attacker on. That's what I'm basically doing now, but he does a pretty decent job. But the only thing that lets him down now is defensive awareness. Thanks, EA, for making half the attacking players in the game not be able to play center mid because there's no defensive awareness. So they are slow in the running jockey. Left back, right back, stay back, overlap. Nothing there. And conservative as well. That should be added in just like that. Simple as. Perfect. That's the one you start the game with. Then we have the 3-4-2-1. If you do want to get better at FIFA 23, I do have a FIFA School Series. But just before you skip ahead, what if I told you if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money? I can say that because I've been running my paid advanced in-depth FIFA School Series successfully for many years, and thousands of others have joined already and still stay on. This is for all levels of those that want to improve on FIFA, and you won't find these videos on my YouTube channel. These videos are in a progressive systematic learning system that teaches you everything from the core mechanics of FIFA to the meta, so you can get better at FIFA as a whole, not just this game, with examples and explanations that go beyond the scope of YouTube videos. With new videos coming out every single week, these videos also adjust to recent updates and patches so you can stay up to date. So come join thousands of others in a mature audience community for those looking to get better. Patreon.com/NealGuides, link is down below in the description. Now when you join, we already have a library of hundreds of videos that are specifically made for both new gen and old gen, with new videos in FIFA 23 getting added every single week. We also have an additional group coaching as well that we started this year due to high demand and high request. And don't forget, guys, it's a money back guarantee. So if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money. That is the NealGuides guarantee. Anyway, link is down below in the description. Patreon.com/NealGuides. But anyway, back to the video. This one, I made the video on this the other day. Now, as I said to you, this is very attacking, guys. In fact, maybe I should probably, in theory, switch. This should be, actually, you know what? I don't want to change it now because it's too late, but this should actually be the 5-2-1-2, and this should actually be the 3-4-2-1. Listen, this tactic is very fun to play, very, very fun, but it's very attacking. Almost too attacking for most people, I would probably say. A lot of the pros are using this. This is like the formation that can really pierce. Because if you think about it, just ignore this for a second. Imagine, for example, you got someone over here and someone over here. This is basically the 4-3-2-1. Okay, but the difference is you have these left mid and right mids. So when this happens, you actually have a 5-man attack. So it's very, very attacking. So I made the video yesterday about the variations. You can focus on that if you want to, but I want to go through that, how you can adjust it. Copy and paste these tactics. We've already been through that on yesterday's video, so we're not going to go through it again. If you are struggling with it, reduce the depth to 50. That's it. That's all I want you to do, and just get rid of long ball. This will help you with two things. Number one, the depth won't be as high, because especially if you're using press position loss, anything like that, it can be extremely attacking. A lot of you guys won't be used to it, but just reduce the depth down to 50. Get rid of long ball. And the reason why I say this is where you're going to lose the ball 99% of the time is a transition. Now, compared to like formations like a 3-5-2 where you got these guys as CDMs, it's a bit different because they sit deeper. So when you get the ball with your centre back, to get the ball to your CDM, it's easier. But with this formation, the centre mids, they're almost too far away from your back line. And that is why you struggle to build the ball up. And that's why you get done on the counters, because this area is where you lose the ball. You don't believe me? Watch your gameplay back when you play this formation. A lot of the goals you will concede from counters, from losing the ball. So if you're struggling with that, reduce the depth. Put the build-up play to balance. You can use slow build-up play if you really want to, but I think the key thing with formation is still being quite fast, balanced. You can use direct passing, new gen, old gen forward runs. Personally, I still prefer forward runs. It appears that most of you guys prefer direct passing, and some of you prefer forward runs. At this point, it's just kind of whatever you prefer. You will know yourself at this stage of the game what you prefer. I maybe use forward runs more times than old gen, but the tactics itself, you can cover for both old gen and new gen. And as I said, on the point of changing this formation, not put them both on stay back while attacking. So this will help those players that use the formation, like, you know what, this is too much for me. 50, give it a long ball, and then put the centre mids on stay back. Now, the front three, stay forward, stay central, get in behind, the usual. Same as you would in a 4-3-2-1. Left mid, right mid, come back in defence, get in behind, into the box, and free roam for both of them. Now, as I said to you, the logic behind this free roam was, if Saka, for example, went out wide, I would want him to occupy the middle position. It doesn't actually work that way, but for some reason it works. And I'll be honest, I don't even know. But it's been working for me so far, free roam. They still stay as left mid and right mids. They don't leave this position. They occupy the left mid and right mid still. But sometimes they actually go in pretty decent positions. I don't even know. I can't explain it really. So it's one of the few times that I don't even know, but it works. So I'm not going to attempt to pretend how exactly it works well in this formation. More just movement. Sometimes I move the players around, stay back for both of them. And the back three, as I said, conservative. I explained this yesterday. You need to be careful. The counter attack is very deadly on this formation. Then you have the 5-2-1-2. Just copy and paste these as it is for both old gen and new gen. Same thing as usual. Strikers stay central, get it behind for both. Come back in offense for one of them, however, and one of them stay for. As I said to you, you want kind of like the striker there and the other striker off. Now, this is very important. People ask me to explain this. If you have two strikers up against your forward line, when you win the ball back, you can argue your both strikers will be occupied. But the idea in come back in offense is that when you don't have the ball, the striker drops back a little bit. So when you win the ball back, that striker is going to be one of the strikers, in this case Saka, is going to be in a position to be free. That's the reason why I put comeback and offense on that player. So is that when you get the ball back, when you win it with Martinelli or Vieira, whoever you want to pass the ball with, at least one of the strikers won't be man-marked. Because one striker has to occupy the back line, one sits a bit behind. You see that? So that is the idea behind that. So the player that plays this role, you want good agility and balance. Stay central, get in behind, come back and offense. Come back and offense, get to the box or cross. Now don't forget, another people ask me with this. In the 3-5-2, the striker comes back to make a midfield three. This is in the 3-5-2. This does not work in a 5-2-1-2. It only works in a 3-5-2 because the left back and the right back actually left mids and right mids, so the game doesn't perceive them as a player. Because basically, after FIFA 20, the game, there's certain format, like the 3-5-2, you could play it in a 5-4-1 back in the day, but then they limited how many players you can have. But because the game considers the left back and right back, actual left backs and right backs as defensive players, you can't actually bring the striker to make the midfield three. And that is how, for example, one striker sits forward and one sits behind. Do you see what I'm saying? So you cannot make this player come into midfield in the defensive phase. You can't do that. People have been asking me, no. So that's not the reason behind that. So I just thought, let me clarify that. Come back in defense, get into the box for a cross again with a cam. Again, same thing here. He's not gonna make a midfield three. He's literally gonna stay in that cam position, but just come back a little bit. Both centre mids on stay back while attacking and cover centre. Now again, you can put the more attacking player if you want to on balanced, as I mentioned that. And then the rest back three, you don't have to put stay back overlap. Now listen, overlap. They're not actually gonna run forward. This is something that people don't understand. Overlap. They're just going to run like this a bit wider, but they're not going to run forward. They're going to run wider like this, maybe a tiny bit, but they're not going to go past the halfway line unless you trigger them. So that's the reason behind overlap. Because people are thinking, are you left with one centre back? That's not the case. Slower centre back in the middle. These guys, you ideally want full backs here, ideally with better Carlos Lacroix, or centre backs that can play that role very, very quick. And then I got Frimpong and both of them on join the attack overlap. Now, as I said, if you know how to use D-pad tactics, this should be, what should it be? If you know, ready? Hug the sidelines, as usual, and lead them both on stay back while attacking. And that way you can activate the D-pad tactics attacking fullbacks to push them forward manually. Again, if you have no idea if you see watching this, you're new to FIFA, you have no idea what fullbacks or D-pad tactics are, put them on join the attack. Goalkeeper, nothing. You can use super keeper if you want to. I prefer to control my keeper myself. Don't forget here, ideally, guys, wingers you want to be playing here. So that's what you could do. So in theory, I could do something like this. Or someone like Saka might be exceptionally good. Like, you know, in theory, someone like Saka might be amazing in that situation. But that's the way that I do it. So I've got two wingers there. And that's where you can do it. Now, moving on to the final, the comeback formation, the comeback tactic. Doesn't need to change. The best comeback tactic in the game, as I said, there's no need to even change. I've experimented with other stuff. Like people have been trying, asking me about, what about the 4-3-3, fourth variation? What about the 4-2-2? Yes, they are all good, but I think this is just a way and above. And that is why I'm not going to change it. Like, I'm not going to pretend to put something else here just for the sake of it. And that's tactic. Literally, you go into this and it's just full press mode. This is do or die, win the ball back. Not if you're losing 1-0, guys. This is the thing. It's not if you're... So when you start the game in a 4-2-3-1, if you lose 1-0, don't just go straight to the 4-2-4. Like, when you watch the FA Cup final today, right? If a team are losing 1-0, do you think they're going to go constant pressure, all-out attack when they're losing 1-0 in 20 minutes? No. This is the formation. 70 minutes, 80 minutes, you're getting desperate and you really can't get the ball back or your opponent's holding the ball. Then you use that for a fraction, or use it for a fraction of time. Let's say you're 40 minutes, your opponent's wasting time. Then you can use it, but you don't go straight from, okay, I'm losing 1-0. That means I must go straight to the 4-2-4. Not like that, guys. If you're losing 1-0, it's fine. It's natural. It happens to everyone. Play slowly. Get back into the game. Only use this if you need to. Now I know a lot of players are blitzing, and to be honest, like one weekend league, I didn't have time to play, so I got 11 wins. I literally went into constant pressure and I got the weekend league over and done with it in like an hour. And I just quit the games if I went 1-0 down. I think it was like in the last hour, like it was very last minute when I did it. You can do that as well, but remember, like, I wouldn't advise that. These are the tactics. Same as usual, come back in offense, very, very important for both. And get it behind. Both centre mids on, get forward, cover centre. So when you do win the ball back, you're going to be attacking now. The thing that I've changed is I've genuinely liked the 4-3-2-1, the centre backs on conservative. Now, this might be the only time that I'll do it. And the reason why is I feel like maybe this is not the right thing to do in theory, but I'll explain to you the reason why is that I feel that just it's kind of like not only are the interceptions conservative. Normally you wouldn't want to do this but like when you're attacking, where you get killed with this formation is because you got no midfield. So the conservative interceptions, I just don't want anyone to move out of line because with constant pressure, they're gonna press regardless. So I'm trying to think. I don't know this, but because they're on conservative interceptions, does the game think that because I'm on constant pressure, if they're on conservative, maybe they don't go aggressive as much? I don't know. Maybe that works. I have to do some further testing. I don't really know. But that's just something I'm trying out because I went to the 3-4-2-1. Remember I told you press off possession loss? And I went to constant pressure and team press. And I found that these players were just a bit better position. And I was just thinking, what if I do that on a 4-2-4? Because sometimes if you're up against a 4-3-2-1, you can get really destroyed with this formation because they like to jump forward. But I'm still doing testing on this. I can't confirm for sure, and to be honest, if this does work, it's probably more of a glitch because I don't think EA is meant to do that, otherwise there'll be an option to do, or they would have said it. So I don't actually know. I'll have to do testing before I can give you the final verdict. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much. Don't forget my Patreon series, patreon.com/NealGuides, link is down below in the description. We are all starting with EAFC videos as well, and big plans in motion. We're doing some real life videos as well. Real life football principles in FIFA. So you can see how we take the basic approach from real life, put it into FIFA. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take it easy, and of course, catch you next time. Peace out.